Hello everyone. I know it's been a while since the last time I made a video and I posted. So I'm watching this movie. It calls God's Compass. It's on YouTube, and this doctor, I think he works too much. I'm just in the beginning, in like 20 minutes and 40 seconds of into the movie, and so this guy's a doctor. So doctors work a lot, and his wife went to have the baby. The baby had some complications, and so the baby's staying at the hospital, and the guy's the doctor at the same hospital where his baby is. So his mom came to have lunch with him at his job cafeteria, and she reminded him that his wife is a priority. And he just told her son, like, basically, your wife, she's an amazing woman. Don't take her for granted. And he said that, basically, he got to work. It's his job. And she doesn't understand his job. And this part is very important of the movie in real lives, right? That's why they make those movies. They are inspirational, faith-based drama movies, right? So a lot of times, a lot of marriages fail because they prioritize everything other than their mates. Like, I was talking to somebody very close to me that for 20 years, her husband took her for granted, and she finally, is leaving him. She's getting a divorce, and it's like, I hate divorces. And it's really sad. Like, wow, you guys were in each other's life for 20 years. And after the 20 years, you didn't learn that you have to prioritize your family. You have to prioritize your wife. It's very important to have jobs, because without jobs, we cannot have a life and, raise children, right? And have like a family, whatever. Especially here in the United States, we pay for everything. I always make a joke that we pay for the air that we breathe. But the problem is that many people, they go to sleep with their job on their minds. They wake up with the jobs on their minds. Some people are only married for a week, and they take their partners for granted, men and wives. I hear more about husbands taking wives for granted. And some people been doing for jobs, they've been married for 10 years, 30 years, and they take their partners for granted. So in this person that after 20 years, she finally filed for separation, and now she's filing to divorce, the guy is going crazy. He wants to save their marriage. And she's like, no, I was here for 20 years trying to get you to pay attention to me, try to make you understand that I'm your wife, and you took me for granted. So all the things that he could have done, right, in the 20 years of marriage, he's trying to do now because he knows she's getting a divorce. And a lot of times, the problem is that whoever is taking the other person for granted, they are not listening, right? If your wife come to you and say, I understand you need to work, but I'm priority. People or your husband tells you that, you really gotta listen. There are people, they would have the best marriage. They would have everything to have the best relationship, right? They could have everything the best, but taking someone for granted in your relationship, in your marriage, because I think it's the, like, up there when it comes to the number one reasons or things that break a family. Because when you take someone for granted in your marriage, right, basically you make them feel that they are not important to you. You make them feel that anything comes before them. The children comes before them, work comes before them, and whatever else, your sleep, it could be like, oh, I'm tired, I work all day. Even though you work all day, your partner still needs your attention, right? Some people are trying to get, pregnant. Some people are trying to maybe go for a vacation. Some people sometimes People wanted the smallest thing, and the other partner is so busy to see. And what happens, because we are imperfect people, right? And then accountability is such a problem, and also pride. When somebody comes and say, "Hey, your actions make me feel like I'm not important to you," and people get defensive, right? People argue. But this is what I need to do so I can provide. This is what I need to do to have the roof of our heads. This is what I need to do to have food. This is what I need to do to relax. I need to sleep. But at the same time, their partner also works in many cases. Their partner, if they don't work, they stay home, take care of the kids. Their partner also needs sleep. But if their partner is willing to make sacrifices when it comes to that, in order to make you feel loved, in order to make you feel like you are married, if they are willing to sacrifice sometimes, right? Because I'm sure their partner don't want you to stay up every day. I'm sure their partner don't want you to take breaks. So whatever needs to happen in order for those people to make their marriage work, we need to understand that it don't matter how much you love somebody. When you take them for granted and you don't give them the place in your lives that they should have, because you chose to marry them, unless you got married because somebody put a gun on your head, right? But from the moment that you chose to marry that person, for good and bad, from the moment you chose to make that person your partner, you tell that person that I understand my role in this marriage. I understand that where you stand in my life. From the moment you made the decision to marry that person, basically you are telling them, I'm going to share my time with you. I'm willing to make sacrifices in order to make this marriage work. But some people are so distracted. Some people, and there's some people, they go through so many divorces in this life, and it's like we have to learn with life experiences. And sometimes we don't have to go through the same thing, or we don't have to go through something in order to learn, right? Because when one of the worst things that causes the respect, anger, frustration, infidelity, brokenness, self-esteem problems in relationships is because somebody feels that they're not good enough for that person. If everything comes before them, one day they're gonna get tired. And when you are in a marriage or in a relationship, any kind of relationship with someone that you take for granted, slowly, it's like you have them inside of a bag, and you are closing the bag, or it's like a snake, right? That is curl up in their neck, and slowly you are killing them, meaning you are killing the love, the respect. Even if when they got to you, they admire you for being a hard worker. Right now, they don't do it anymore, right? Even if they were like, wow, look how dedicated they are to work. But now the same thing that that made them, or the same thing that attracted them to you, or those are the same things that will make them turn against you. Because nobody in this life, nobody in any kind of relationship, in any kind of marriage, want to feel that they are not good enough for the person. And then some people say, but we went for dinner last night, whatever, right? I remember in some situations, right, when people are trying to get pregnant, like, oh, I'm tired, I'm too tired. Or when people want to go some places, if you are always too tired to have intimacy, if you are always too tired to spend time with your partner, they're going to start desiring that and with somebody else. That's why a lot of times, it's wrong. The Bible say, we shouldn't cheat. We shouldn't go outside of our relationships, right? We should not cheat on our partner. We should not go outside of our marriage. But a lot of times, what causes people, right? Some people use any excuse to go cheat because they just are that kind of person. But a lot of times, what causes some people to go out of their marriage is because they want to find what they don't have at home, right? If you are always busy to make your partner feel loved. If you are always busy working, if you are always tired, your partner is gonna believe, okay, maybe it's me. And then if when somebody, let's say they go to the store or they go somewhere and then somebody comes and they automatically, they can, detect that your partner is lacking some kind of attention or anything from their partner, they gonna use that to get to them. Sometimes it's people they really mean well. They gonna come, the partner might ask you for divorce, and they go marry that person, where that person is gonna recognize their value that you didn't recognize, and give them what you didn't give them. And sometimes it's just people, they just want to have fun, and they're gonna use that weakness or use that weak moment that that person has because of the lack of attention from their partner, just to have fun. So it's very important for us people. I'm married or any, it don't matter what kind of relationship you may be in. It's very important that you always remember that whatever took you to marry somebody, whatever you use to get with somebody, in a relationship with somebody, is the same things that you need to continue during marriage, right? Because when you marry that person, they didn't think the dating life was gonna stop. And then intimacy is such an important time in marriage, especially people when they're trying to have babies, people that are trying to do other things. When there's no intimacy in a relationship, unless it's for healthy reasons, the other person, it start affecting the other person. They start feeling that something is wrong with them, right? And then from the moment somebody shows them like, wow, you are so desirable, they're gonna fall into that temptation. And then we get mad. Oh my God, how could you cheat on me? How could you take me for granted? I was there the whole time, waving at you. I was there the whole time, waiting for you to give me the value that I should have in your life, for me to be the priority in your life, and you didn't. And now you are mad because even though this was not happening, and you are not giving me what I needed for whatever reason, but now your pride is hurt. So now you're upset, right? And then with children, right? Some people, like when it's blended family, like for example, in my case or anybody's case, you get married, right? And you have children from previous relationship, and that person has children from a previous relationship. A lot of times, instead of prioritizing each other as a husband and wife, they're gonna fight about the children. No, my kid can do that. Your kid cannot do that. So instead of being husband and wife, the house is gonna be divided, because the people, they are supposed to prioritize each other. They are prioritizing their children, right? And it's wrong, because unless your partner is treating your child different than they treat their child, biological child, your partner should be your priority in a relationship. If you allow your child to speak louder or to be able to do more than your spouse, you are sending your spouse the message that everything else again comes before them. And that is another issue. And this is another quick way for you to kill your marriage. Too many people go out there killing their marriage. There's some people, they've been married 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and they keep on making the same mistakes because it's pride. All right? And I'm gonna finish watching this movie I never watched, but it's on YouTube, because God's Compass. And I just decided to make this video because I speak to many of my clients, and I see a lot of videos and I read a lot, and this is a huge problem in marriages, in relationships. People are taking each other for granted. People are not prioritizing what is important, because you feel like, oh, I'm always tired, I always have to sleep. And sometimes when your partner needs you, you go drink, or you go hang out with your friends, you just want to go to sleep, or you just want to work too hard. Your work, your sleep, your hobbies, your children should never replace your partner, unless you want to kill your marriage, and unless you want to break your household, or maybe you don't value that marriage like you should. But otherwise, you have to be wise, and you have to ask yourself, how am I making my partner feel? Why is my home not at peace? Why is my marriage not working? Why is the communication so bad? Why are we so into the same home but so far apart? Why is my partner always arguing with me? Why is my partner upset? Why is my partner feeling that way? We always ask, like, the problem is we get married and we forget that marriage, you still date, right? Just because you got me now, it doesn't mean we're gonna stop dating. When you get married, you still have to date. You still have to make your wife or your husband feel like they're your girlfriend, feel like their boyfriend, right? You still have to make time with them. You still want to make them feel that it's exciting to be with you, right? So I just wanted to make this video because I thought it was good. And if you are in a marriage or in a relationship that someone is taking you for granted, you need to ask yourself, why am I there? How many years have I tried? I don't believe in divorce. I always feel like people should, work through their marriage. There's a lot of marriage counselors and things like that. But even if you go to marriage counseling for 10 years, if you don't change your ways, even if you don't change your mindset, nothing is going to be able to help you. Because in order for something to change, you have to be willing to change. You have to have a mind change. You have to have a change of heart. Unless you do those things, your marriage will always break. Your family will always break. It don't matter, don't waste your money on marriage counseling, none of that. It's your mind change, your mind that has to change. Instead of focusing so much on work today, make sure that your partner knows that they are important to you. Make sure that your partner knows that marrying you was not a mistake. Because when you make them feel that way, you start making your partner wonder, why did I marry this person? Am I wasting my time? What could I have? Some people want to have children, right? And it's like, what am I gaining out of this marriage? When I go to sleep at night, do I feel joy? Do I feel value? Do I feel like I had a successful day with my partner, right? And yeah, like this person, after 20 years, right? They are finally tired, but they look back, they say, wow, I wasted 20 years out of my life to get here. And it's so painful to see how many people waste their lives. Don't wait for too long to come out of a situation that clearly, if you see that the other person is not willing to work, is not willing to put work into your marriage, don't stay in that marriage. I say give yourself a year to make sure that whatever decisions you made is not based on emotion, right? But remember, don't expect somebody to change, and don't force anything on anyone. Because anything that you feel forced, when it happens, you're never going to feel good about it. You're always going to feel like you forced them. If the things don't come naturally to you, it's not going to feel right. It could be a baby. It could be this marriage. It could be a house, whatever it might be. If you feel like that person is feeling forced, when it happens, you have no joy. So the best thing is for you to really ask yourself, why am I here? And you need to pay attention to that person's action, not words. So I hope you do better if you are a husband or a wife, that you are taking your partner for granted. I hope that you think about it. Do I want to lose that person? Do I want a divorce? Do I want to destroy my marriage? Prioritize your partner. Prioritize your marriage. They still are your boyfriends. They still are your girlfriends. Make sure you continue to date them. Make sure they know how you feel about them. They feel beautiful. Make sure you can be the best father or the mom. Make sure that you really are listening to everything. And make sure that you are in tune with their emotions. Because people don't just get tired of you. People don't stop loving you for no reason. It's the things that we do that will break and will kill the love that somebody has for you. Have a wonderful day. I wish, if you have marital problems or relationship problems, I hope that God gives you the wisdom that is needed in order for you to make everything work. And remember, we do not have to go through something over and over and over in order for us to learn. Thank you so much. Again, this is Patricia from Arizona. And sorry, I was taking a nap. I just woke up. But have a wonderful day. Bye.